Playbook for Performance, the official podcast of Shauna Corden, the Joan of Arc for corporate healing and performance. Join the quest to make work fun again by preparing leadership for engaging workplaces. And now, your host.
Hello and welcome everybody to another edition of the Playbook for Performance podcast. Our mission is to make work fun again by building better leaders. Now, all of you have been probably reading the articles and the backlash that has to do with quiet quitting in the workplace. And the concept behind this is the idea that if I just meet expectations, if I do everything that's expected of me and no more and have very strong boundaries, in that case, I'll be able to stick through my job, coast through, collect my paycheck, but have enough time and energy and motivation to pursue what's important to me in my personal life. Well, that can make things pretty tough for the workplace. It can show people that they're not engaged. And this isn't a surprise because we know from Gallup's research that I published in my book, CoachCulture, that this whole idea of engagement is tough. Over 60% of employees are unengaged. And we define engagement by productivity, profitability, and retention. And retention being, are you sticking in the job? Are you staying? So, where does this come from? Why do people feel the need to do this? Well, it's polarization. So, polarization really survives on black and white thinking. Remember that one of the top needs for humans is certainty. So they want to create as much certainty as they can. And the way they do that is creating black and white thinking. So these are some of the beliefs that come from our quiet quitters. If I meet expectations, I'm safe. I know fantastic employees who have exceeded expectations and still lost their roles based on the cost cuts that organizations need to make in their business. If I only meet expectations, I'll have enough time and energy for me. Well, whenever we're conflicted, and we've talked a lot about integrity in previous episodes, but whenever we're conflicted, it drains us. It takes more energy to do that. So I disagree with this belief because there's always this background worry of, is anybody going to figure out that I'm quiet quitting? Is anybody going to complain about my lack of dedication, et cetera, et cetera? The idea that I have to just meet expectations to survive. There's not enough energy, vitality in me to exceed expectations, to really give, to be engaged at work, and survive. The idea that the employer will not look out for them, that's pretty common. I believe that you need to hedge your bets on this one. If you think of it this way, let's say you have a fantastic manager. Your manager has 10 employees. At best, they can give you 10% of their time. But most people think about themselves first. They think about their boss and impressing their boss. They think about their family or the family that they want to have. So it's probably 2 or 3%. So you need to be informing them proactively as an employee. You know, here are the things I'm working on. Here's how I'm prioritizing these things. So it's not that they don't care about you. It's not that they're not looking out for you. But you do have to be the primary person. And lots of employers do care. They go way out of their way to care for their employees. And then this idea of previous performance proves as such. Meaning, I've had other bosses, I've had other jobs, they suck the life out of me. This is the only way I can cope. So, are you guilty, or are your employees guilty, of this black and white thinking? It's entirely possible, right? And the trick is to unwind that. We need to introduce shades of gray and have people start questioning their beliefs. So here's how we're going to do this. here's our field work for this week, because we all know that coaching without action is just entertainment. So, the field work for this week: examine your black and white thinking. When are you using always or never in your thinking or your language? Because if you name it, you claim it. So we got to work that out of the system. Ask yourself, is this really true? Can you think of exceptions to this rule? Can you think of exceptions to your beliefs? If so, then it's not always true. Okay? Can you identify examples that are shades of gray? Can you, for example, think about an employer that really does care about their employees? Can you think about a manager that was really out to make sure that you grew, that you were exceeding in your role, that you had every opportunity? In general, question your beliefs. Never assume you know yourself. Never assume you know anyone else. Question those beliefs. And then finally, when it comes to the gray that you do observe, we want to name it to claim it. Okay? Super important that we acknowledge that this is the way it is, and it's not the story I've been telling myself. Because as we tell ourselves stories, we tend to confabulate. We only look for the data that supports our theory. And that is bad data for bad thinking, and it gets us off on the wrong track. So, please do your field work this week. Let us know how it worked. Don't forget to like and subscribe down below. If you need help, if you have comments, if I can help your team by going through a workshop to examine the polarized thinking, the polarized language, the polarized behaviors and habits that are putting your team on the wrong track and perhaps creating a quiet quitting culture, call me. I am happy to help. We can do lunch and learns. We can do full day workshops. We can do one-on-one coaching. So give us a call. You can reach us at podcast@shawnacorden.com. Take good care.
Thank you for listening to Playbook for Performance. To learn more about Shauna Corden, her consulting programs and tools, please visit her website at shawnacorden.com and follow us on social media at Shauna Corden.